Donald Trump's own pollsters are telling him how pissed off the people are at him and how he's only focused on helping billionaires. This is what...
Nobody knows more about trade than me.
Nobody knows the system better than me.
Nobody knows the banking industry better than me.
Nobody knows more about environmental impact statements.
If I did it, you would be standing up in that chair shouting at me. And you know what I'd do? I'd say, you got me.
Breaking news. Trump's own pollsters just dropped a truth bomb. And it's not pretty. Turns out voters think he's more interested in billionaire buddies than Joe Schmo on Main Street. But wait, there's more. While Rome burns, our fearless leader is designing merch. Stick around as we unpack this head-scratcher and figure out why Trump's playing fashion designer while America needs an economic lifesaver. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. All right, folks, buckle up because we're about to take a wild ride into Trump's latest scheme to distract us from the real issues. While most of us are struggling to afford basic necessities, our favorite orange-tinted former president has decided to launch a Dogecoin merchandise campaign. Yes, you heard that right. Trump's brilliant plan to solve America's problems involves slapping his face on t-shirts alongside Elon Musk and a cute puppy. Because nothing says presidential material quite like hawking crypto-themed apparel, right?
Donald Trump, though, is posting this morning in a frenzy. He's posting this image of a shirt with him and Elon Musk and a dog in the background.
Perform sex change operation and send him back home.
Not Jimmy anymore, it's tomorrow, but I will.
I know nothing about QAnon. I know nothing about it.
I know nothing about the indictment.
I know nothing about WikiLeaks.
I have no idea who these women are.
Picture this. Grumpy Trumpy sitting in his golden tower, furiously designing dog logos while the country faces serious economic challenges. It's like watching a toddler try to fix a leaky faucet with a rubber ducky. Meanwhile, everyday Americans are dealing with skyrocketing prices for basic necessities. Eggs, for instance, have become so expensive that some media outlets are actually publishing alternative recipes. Who needs protein anyway, right? But wait, it gets better. Or worse, depending on how much you enjoy watching train wrecks in slow motion. In a move that screams, I'm totally in touch with the common folk.
Fox website, they're giving recipes that have alternative to eggs because eggs either are not at supermarkets anymore.
How has your life changed over the last 3 weeks?
It's incredible, and we are very, very busy. The life is...
If he says it, then I'll go with it. And if he wants to be a dictator, then so be it.
Trump sent out an email to his supporters asking if he should implement Doge dividend checks. Because apparently, the solution to America's economic woes is to hand out fake money based on a meme coin. It's like he's playing Monopoly while the rest of us are trying to pay our bills. Now, let's talk numbers for a second. Trump's Dogecoin-themed t-shirts are going for $29.99 a pop. Meanwhile, a dozen eggs will set you back over $5. So, for the price of 6 Trump t-shirts, you could buy about 36 eggs. Or, you could just wear the egg cartons and save some money. It's a tough choice, really. But here's the kicker. Even Trump's own pollsters are starting to sweat. They're worried that while Donnie Diapers is busy playing dress-up and pushing crypto merch, voters might actually care more about, I don't know, being able to afford food and keep a roof over their heads?
Buying Elon Musk t-shirts and saying wearing it will be hysterical. Donald Trump then posted the following as...
The 14th Amendment, though, says that, quote, all persons born in the United States are citizens. Can you get around the 14th Amendment with an executive action?
We're gonna have to get a change.
I said, and they got me. I said, I want to wear it on stage. When they said I looked thinner.
It's almost like there's a disconnect between Trump's actions and what people actually need. Who would have thought? Well, folks, it looks like our favorite orange turd is at it again. While the rest of us are trying to figure out how to keep a roof over our heads, Donnie Diapers is busy busting a move on social media. That's right, the man who's supposed to be leading the country is posting videos of himself dancing to YMCA from his official presidential account. Because nothing says, I care about the economy, like a septuagenarian shaking his moneymaker to a disco classic. But wait, it gets better. While Trump's getting jiggy with it, the American economy is doing a different kind of dance. The kind where you're trying not to fall flat on your face. Jobs are disappearing faster than Trump's hair in a strong wind. and folks are struggling to make ends meet, but hey.
Here's what he posts in the morning. He goes, "Should I do a Doge dividend check? Please answer before my end of the month fundraising deadline."
Create havoc. These are bad people. I know everything they're doing. I know every move they make. I get it. It's tougher. I think it's probably, in many ways, it's tougher on my family than it is in me. But the reason she couldn't stand me is that she always wanted to go to war with people. I don't want to go to war. She wanted to stay in Syria. I took them out.
At least we've got some sweet moves to distract us from our empty wallets, right? Now you might be thinking, surely Trump's not completely oblivious to what's going on. He's got to have some kind of plan, right? Well, hold on to your MAGA hats because his latest brilliant idea is, wait for it, a Doge dividend check. Yeah, you heard that right. While people are worried about putting food on the table, Trump's busy playing crypto Santa Claus. It's like he's living in some alternate reality where the biggest problem facing America is a shortage of meme-based currency. But here's where it gets really wild. Trump's own team is starting to sweat more than he does after a 2-minute walk. They're actually trying to get him to focus on real issues.
Here, play this clip.
And like it's their form of a military parade, and it makes me angry when I see that. Angry. When I see that, I get angry.
Nobody knows more about trade than me.
Nobody knows the system better than me.
Nobody knows the banking industry better than me.
Nobody knows more about environmental impact statements.
If I did it, you would be standing up in that chair shouting at me. And you know what I'd do? I'd say, "You got me."
Instead of his social media dance-off. Can you believe it? The people who've been enabling his nonsense for years are finally saying, hey, maybe we should talk about the economy instead of your sick moves. It's almost like there's a disconnect between what Trump thinks is important and what actual voters care about. Who would have thought that people might be more concerned about job security and rising costs than whether their president can do the Macarena? It's a real head-scratcher, folks. Well, folks, it looks like Donnie Diapers is living in his own little fantasy world, while the rest of America is stuck in a bad reality show. Local news reports are painting a picture of chaos and confusion, thanks to Trump's freeze on federal grants and loans. Even folks who usually grumble about big government are realizing they kind of need those pesky services after all.
Donald Trump's own pollsters are telling him how pissed off the people are at him and how he's only focused on helping billionaires. This is what...
Nobody knows more about trade than me.
Nobody knows the system better than me.
Nobody knows the banking industry better than me.
Nobody knows more about environmental impact statements.
If I did it, you would be standing up in that chair shouting at me. And you know what I'd do? I'd say, "You got me."
Oops. Maybe it's time for voters to grab the remote and change the channel on this wacky reality TV presidency. I mean, how long can we watch reruns of The Apprentice White House Edition before we all go nuts? The real question is, will our orange turd in chief finally face the music? Or will he keep doing the cha-cha around the issues that actually matter? Stay tuned, America. This show's about to get even crazier.